Stephen KJ.
KJ, I chose a match for us from ECW, which some fans really like and some fans don't. But I'm suspecting that you have a very, very big view of this. Tell me how you felt about this match, Mr. KJ.
Oh, you have a feeling, do you? You have a feeling that I didn't like this one. Oh, how the fuck didn't you know? Oh, that you chose because you decided, we're gonna tiptoe our way into ECW little by little, and then you proceed to give me one of the trashiest garbage, just trash matches that I've ever seen.
Now listen. The thing is, yes, I understand your view, and there's a lot of fans who say this, but there are a lot of fans because a lot of fans say, "Wow, that should be a great setup." But actually, what do you do when you get there? And there are some fans, ECW, because this is from '95 in ECW. There are those fans who say that's just absolutely brutal because it is the Axl versus Ian Rotten Taipei Death Match. I didn't think. When I chose this, I didn't choose it to piss you off, but I'm really delighted that it did.
This match should have taken place in a fucking mud pit. This was one of the worst things.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have changed the action if it did, because there's nothing you can. I mean, the whole idea, folks, for those of you who don't know, is that there is a tag team. The Rotten brothers, kayfabe brothers, Ian and Axl. Ian, who has never, he wasn't from Britain, but he was kayfabed as being from Newcastle, because Newcastle's supposed to be tough, which it is, folks. People watch football in -40 without the shirts on and all that. Now, so it was supposed to, because they had the Bad Breed tag team, and then they lost to the Pitbulls, so they had to split up. And Ian said Axl got pinned, so he wasn't happy. And that's led to a match where you gaffer tape and super glue, I suppose, pieces of glass to your fist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great concept, though, isn't it?
I mean, it's a fine concept. It's fine. It's a fine concept. And I mean, like, the match, okay, so the match itself, what bothered me about the match was that there was so much fucking gaff in order to get just to the beginning of it. Because we've got the two men, they come out. We've got Todd Gordon and Bill Alfonso as well. Alfonso is a referee, and he's gonna ref this match, but the match begins and there's like a minute of action. It is Ian that punches Axl, if I'm not mistaken, and nails him, and there's a tiny little cut on the eye of Axl, and Bill Alfonso is just like, "Stop it, we're done here."
But this is like when Cactus Jack in ECW, when he did all the kind of, I'm just going to do some wrestling moves, and the crowd went fucking crazy, and they go crazy this time as well.
Yes, and then out of nowhere, the gangsters and the Public Enemy just start fighting in the aisleway. I have no idea why. I don't understand why.
But it's almost as if, well, things, I mean, we can't really show very much here because all they're going to do is really punch each other. So let's have something else, because once you get to once they come out and you can see they've got, they see they've got the ground glass and all of that, then people are going to get quite bored. So we need to give them something else.
This is true. And then they fight, and then plainclothes detectives, police officers and security come and break these people up, and then Bill Alfonso is gone as well. So then Todd Gordon is like, "Okay, let's start the match then." And then they just proceed to punch each other in the head over and over and over again.
What else can you do? I mean, one of my favorite bits of this, though, is Todd Gordon comes out and sets the whole thing up with Bill Alfonso, who's this kind of, respect the rules. And he says, "I'm going to have you referee a Taipei Death Match with no rules. And Bill Alfonso, instead of saying, "Oh my God, what am I going to do?" says, "Yeah, I don't mind."
Yeah, he's all
You've ruined the fucking joke, mate.
I,
Yeah.
and I just don't understand. But, so like it's a bloody affair. And I'm not a squeamish man. I love blood. I love all that stuff. But it's just like when there's blood with nothing happening, it got so annoying so fucking fast because at one point Axl just stopped selling.
Yes.
Because I think he's lost so much blood that he just stops and he just starts walking around ringside.
Yeah, because he flip-flopped quite a lot to begin with. I was thinking, because watching it again, I just thought, "Oh, you're overselling this." I think he might have gone over. I think he did a somersault at one point. It's just a punch, mate. Even with glass.
God here. Repent your sins for not liking Ian versus Axl Rotten. AJ, you're cursing way too much.
I love the way that God has a Hollywood British voice. Repent for your sin.
It's God here. You guys have seen way too much of the cursings and stuff. You're saying the fuckity-fuckities way too many times for monetization. Okay, God out. Bye.
God can go fuck himself if this is the match that he produces in 1995.
AJ, this is God. Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You put them all on here.
You really hate this match, don't you? You've really got it on you.
It's just they punch. They hit each other both in the arms to make their arms bleed a little bit.
In the arm. What's the point of that? Use the forehead, and they do. And of course, I'm thinking I could do with a pizza cutter here, and I'm thinking actually it develops, doesn't it? Because later on we're going to get thumbtacks, and I just thought when I was watching KJ, and I don't know, I just thought this is the first time we've ever seen thumbtacks. Maybe in a kind of broad sense, of more people can see it. But I really wanted a pizza cutter or a strimmer to the head. That's what I fancied.
You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about that, Steve, because they had you covered. They picked little pieces of glass off of their glove in order to just grind it across the head, and just this little. There's nothing more stupid looking than a little 2-inch piece of glass just nibbling across the forehead.
And I suppose, both combatants, I guess, both Rottens, I guess, although I don't know, maybe they were delighted, but I suppose after the first few minutes, even they thought, what else can we do? Which is, because there's no other implements. So you got the glass, and as you say, look, try and puncture the arm, because at least that will open a wound and you'll be able to see it. But as Joey Styles said, you can't stop a Taipei Death Match. But thank goodness they did eventually.
They did, yes. We had the DDT happen.
A DDT, a wrestling move.
The one wrestling move, the one quota of the match, and then goes out, gets the thumbtacks, puts the thumbtacks, goes for a pile driver, but that gets reversed into a backdrop. Axl goes for the splash in the corner. 1, 2, 3. We're out of here. Exactly.
I kind of think that looking back on it, it's sort of that thing where you think, a shot of ankle was really, and now you can see the whole thing. You think, an ankle was really scandalous. A thigh, but now you're thinking, well, actually, they slice the top of each other's heads off, and we don't really, we're used to that. So that kind of, it finishes with a splash on thumbtacks is not the kind of finish but looking back, it was something that was brutal at the time. It's just that when somebody thought, I know, let's put all these pieces of glass, thick glass, onto their fists. They never thought, and what else can they do with that then? Is there anything else?
Exactly, because I mean, like, there's so many great death matches out there, and like even in ECW, which is a match we should probably go and review at some point, of like Cactus Jack and Terry Funk in
Yes.
ECW, they had death matches, they had those things, and they were really, really good matches because they were able to do shit.
You blow my argument out of the water, which is that this is a kind of proto death match, and we didn't have much of that kind of thing around. You're quite right. We actually did. It is shite.
It is. It is, Steve. It is.
And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to have made you so angry on this afternoon. I'm so sorry about that.
The giant being killed on Cobo Hall at least had action. I feel like the sumo trucks had more dynamicism in it than this fucking dog shite.
It's a turd covered in human hair and set alight, as Anchorman would say. It certainly is. But the good news is that you get to choose next week.
I do, and I will choose something that where something happens at the very least, so you can tune in for that.
Thank you all for listening to us laugh and get angry. And remember, wherever you are, whether you're in ECW 95 or whether you're in 2026, good times are now.
Wrestling, rock, pop, books, films, TV, boxing. All of this is covered on Steve Swift's Rambling Reviews. I am he, Steve Swift, a UK guy. What you get is all of that, and a funny voice, and even a funnier face. See? Steve Swift's Rambling Reviews. Come to me. I've got a review. Just for you. Ta-ta.